Today, we're diving into Marvel Rivals Infinity issue 26, and trust me, things get wild in Wakanda when diplomacy collides with Jeff the Landshark's high-stake heist. Let's jump in. So as Galacta watches the situation unfolding in Wakanda, she wonders to herself, if Namor is currently busy doing the diplomacy thing with the Black Panther, then how can Jeff pull off a chrono-vibranium heist all by himself? But she quickly clarifies that she's just kidding. It's Jeff the Landshark. He can do anything and everything. We then see the Dora Milaje approaching King Namor's guest room. When Namor opens the door, they tell him they are there to escort him to this morning's meeting. However, the moment is interrupted by a strange sound, the sound of a burp. When they ask him, what was that? Namor quickly says it's his stomach, claiming that Wakandan food doesn't sit well with him. Too much kelp and not enough shellfish, he says. The Dora Milaje, however, immediately begin a search of his room. They tell him they are making sure that him and his stomach are completely alone for his own safety. Namor takes the intrusion as an insult. He says he is a royal guest of their sovereign leader, and this is highly inappropriate, demanding they stop at once. Meanwhile, Jeff the Landshark is currently hiding in King Namor's bathroom, clearly stressed out and worried. The last thing he wants is to get caught, especially since he has plenty of heisting to do in Wakanda. When the bathroom door opens, we see that Jeff is very cleverly hidden in the ceiling, with his fin barely visible. The Dora Milaje haven't noticed anything. Namor is visibly stressed. As they leave his room, we see Jeff creeping away in the opposite direction, remaining hidden. Namor complains that he's going to tell T'Challa how the Dora Milaje have treated him, except that T'Challa simply reiterates what the Dora Milaje said. This is all for his own safety. They were just looking after their royal visitor. Namor can hardly fault the Dora Milaje for doing their job. T'Challa then quickly moves to discussing a trade agreement between Wakanda and Atlantis. Wakanda will give Atlantis access to all of their riches and resources of the galaxy, except, of course, for chrono-vibranium. In exchange, Atlantis will offer to Wakanda, well, actually T'Challa says they'll think of something later on, perhaps cephalopod ink. Next, we cut back to Jeff the Landshark's sneaky plan. Two Wakandan guards discuss the situation. One of them says, I was really hoping for diplomatic guard duty. My grandmother fought in the second Atlantean incursion, so it would have been fun to torture King Namor a bit. But apparently, the Dora Milaje get all of the best postings. Meanwhile, Jeff lets out a big, wet spit directly onto the floor, causing one of the guards to slip up and crash to the ground. When the other guard helps them up and asks what happened, they reply, I don't know, I just fell spontaneously. They both roll their eyes saying, oh, I bet that never happens to the Dora Milaje. The guard then says quietly, please don't tell Mandisa in accounts payable about this. I'm still hoping for a second date. Whilst this happens, Jeff performs moves straight out of a heist movie, jumping through and dodging the laser alarm systems. Back to Namor, who seems to be talking to Jeff via a headset. I only have a moment before we begin anew with this inane negotiating. Where are you? Have you reached the vault yet, Jeff? Jeff the Landshark simply growls back. Namor replies, excellent. It should just be a few more minutes. And then he adds, if you see any Dora Milaje along the way, feel free to eat them. Galacta wonders whether he's kidding about eating any Dora Milaje, but she's not so sure. We're left hanging on to whether Namor is being serious or not. We will have to see in the next issue. And if you're still craving more Marvel Rivals content, then make sure to check out my Marvel Rivals playlist or check out the rest of my channel where I upload content just like this every single week. But for the meantime, peace, peace, peace!